We are back at Universal Studios again for this week's daily coverage of Halloween Horror Nights. It is Halloween Horror Nights week. We came yesterday. I'll link that video at the end of this video. Showed you all the new merchandise that's on shelves already for this year's event. But today we're going to walk around. We're going to talk to you about some of the things we've learned about this year's event. See what construction is done. In fact, I can see some cool gargoyles. There we go. Boop, right there. We'll get a close-up look. Let's do this thing. So, of course, first big thing. Now, this has been up for a few days, but giant Halloween Horror Nights arch. The neon is actually blue. It looks red, but at night it lights up blue, which is really cool. Kind of fits with this year's theme of the conservatory. I mean, look at these guys. How cool is this? All right. Take a trip into the Universal Studios store. Again, we did show you the merchandise yesterday. I doubt there's much new today, but they have set all this up. And I don't remember seeing that yesterday. There's a guy taking a picture over there, so I'll give him a second. A very close-up picture. But yeah, check out this conservatory thing. I mean, I really love the look of this year's event. Now, the El Artista, I'm gonna go this way. El Artista, a Spanish haunting, is supposedly like the house that's themed to the conservatory. And that theme carries out through the event. So if you kind of want, you know, I guess the official quote-unquote icon, there isn't an icon this year, but there is a house that basically serves as the theme of this year's event. And it's this conservatory with the stained glass and the Gothic architecture, and it's just lovely. Look at that. I mean, you can see, yeah, there's the Artista-ing going on right here. And this is actually really pretty. Loving it, love the wallpaper, Haunted Mansion vibes. And I really like that gargoyle sign. And look, they have a little picture frame, 4x6, for the mems. Little gargoyles all over the place. This like 10,000 page book over here. A little correction from yesterday's video. We weren't sure what this picture was supposed to represent. It's the Artist Series shirt for this year. This is actually representing apparently El Artista. So thank you to April for pointing that out, because I wasn't sure, but there it is. And they also have magnet. Oh, a singular magnet. I thought it was 4 separate ones, but they have a magnet of the design as well. Over here in the corner of the studio store, it's all Five Nights at Freddy's decked out. Giant Freddy. You could dress as that. I don't know why you would, because it would be very hot. But we showed you this yesterday. So this has just themed areas for each of the IP houses. Mostly Five Nights at Freddy's, but you've also got a Fallout wall over there. You've also got Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt 6 over here in this corner. They have some accessories for your Apple Watch, Terrifier, Lil Boo, AirPod cases for Halloween Horror Nights. Actually, I really like that. And phone holders, mostly for iPhones. As we pass in front of Despicable Me, I want to show you guys one thing that we learned yesterday on our Unmasking the Horror tour, is that all 4 soundstage houses actually have, I believe, one entrance. So you enter through one area to get to the soundstage houses. These are the soundstage houses. And then you'll choose your queue once you're back there around the sound stages. And a lot of the queues this year for the sound stages are actually in air-conditioned sound stages. It's a drinking game with the sound stages today, with the word sound stages. I'm just gonna keep saying it. But anyway, they have air-conditioned queues indoors, which will be great, keep you out of the rain, that kind of thing. So they're really listening to fan feedback as to the queue experience. But you will have to go through one entrance to get there. Look at all the queues set up for the soundstage houses. Now, one thing we've learned as of today is that there will be 2 entrances to the soundstage houses. So like we mentioned earlier in the video, you'll go back, you'll queue up, you'll go back into the soundstage houses, and then you'll choose what soundstage house you want to go to, and you'll queue in there. And like we mentioned, a lot of the lines are going to be inside the sound stages. You'll have air conditioning and cover. That's great, especially because, you know, things tend to rain here. And that's probably one of the entrances right there to the soundstage houses. You can see, you know, the giant thing set up there that you walk through. What's going on over here behind the Bray Wyatt food booth? Maybe they're gonna be doing some sampling of food today? Looks like they're walking out with some boxes. Right across from Mel's Dine-In is this year's HHN bar. And at HHN bar, they will have characters like they did last year. And this year's characters, or at least amongst this year's characters, will be Sergio from El Artista and Lila from Dolls Let's Play Dead. Oh, this sign wasn't here before, but HHN bar sign is up. And back there, you can see the stages is where the characters will be for photos. Over here at Boris Schuster Investigations, really hard to read, but a ton of Easter eggs set up in the window. Looks like some type of investigation is going on. We don't know what, but perhaps it pertains to this year's tribute store. Maybe. We're gonna head back into Sahara Traders because I think they've added some additional goodies leading up to this year's tribute store. Oh, this guy's inside. So, like we mentioned in yesterday's video, the tribute store will be over there. Every day they've been adding additional stuff over here, including, look, this map of the Museum of Antiquities. Some little Easter eggs, I'm sure, in here. I gotta say, legitimately, I don't know if that guy was here yesterday. Was he? Leave us a comment down below. Let us know if that guy's always here or if he just got added. Also, have all those portraits always been up there on that wall? I kind of don't think so. It feels like they may be themed to this year's event. I mean, there's stuff all over the walls, and honestly, you know, we only come a few times a year, so I don't really remember if this is always here, but I mean, certainly all these portraits don't really seem like they would normally be here. Oh, number 237. If you can guess what that's a reference to, you'll be entered into a drawing to win a Halloween Horror Nights pin this year. Leave us a comment down below with what you think room 237 is a reference to, and we'll pick one lucky winner to get a Halloween Horror Nights pin. We'll see you later this week, Tribute Store. This is interesting. Behind Louie's Bar and Grill is some more theming. Oh, maybe they're gonna pull this out at some point, but you can see there's some BuzzCon theming here for the Toxic 20 Scare Zone. I don't know if it's just gonna sit there. Feels like an odd place. I don't think so, because it's like two of the same thing. They're gonna have to pull that out into the Scare Zone at some point. Speaking of Louie's, there will be Five Nights at Freddy's dining here. They'll have specialty, themed dishes, including a baked spaghetti and pizza dish that sounds pretty yummy. Obviously, you can get the cool-looking cupcake at this location, and I believe there will be photo opportunities and such also, themed to Five Nights at Freddy's here at Louie's Restaurant. Getting a little closer, I actually want to show you, they have this year's Freestyle Cup for Halloween Horror Nights. Refill throughout the day, so depending on how many you buy, it's $19.99. Add an extra day for $12.99. But also, you can just walk to any freestyle machine and fill that up with water, and it has a handle. And so that's actually, really convenient to have one of those when you walk around Halloween Horror Nights. Small little update since yesterday. They've got these pumpkin columns out here in front of the San Francisco Candy Factory, so no mistaking or no passing up that there's pumpkin-y stuff inside, including our buddy Lil Boo, which we showed you yesterday. Interesting little fact. We've been looking at the stores. Obviously, we've been showing you the merchandise. Very few hats this year. Now, obviously, the event doesn't start until later this week, so I'm sure more merch will be coming out, but at least today, the only hat I've seen is the Five Nights at Freddy's hat, which is okay. It's not my jam. You guys know I like a curved brim, trucker style, or dad hat style, or maybe you don't know. Now you know. But haven't seen any hats other than the Five Nights at Freddy's. So we'll see. Hopefully more hats come. As we pass through Diagon Alley, a reminder that the Death Eaters will be returning this year. They'll be roaming around this area, performing their stage show, probably over here. You can see some props over there where people are standing, and some additional Death Eater props set up over here. And they'll be out here doing their Death Eater thing. Okay, here's a fun little update. This bridge is open, and there are people at the Jason's Universe booth. They might actually be serving stuff here. Let's do it. Okay, never mind. Team members only. No Jason for us. Walked into the MIB store, and hey, I found a hat, and it's actually a trucker hat. Not my jam, but there are more than the one hat. This one's obviously themed to Fallout. It's actually pretty cool if you're a Fallout fan. As we head towards Springfield, I do want to mention very exciting news. The food menus have been released for this year's event, and that video is out now on our channel, our annual food guide of everything you can get at the themed food booth this year. So make sure to check that out. I'll link that at the end of this video also. And as we walk through Springfield, good time to remind you that the roaming chainsaw horde is returning this year. Now, I don't know specifically that they will be in the streets of Springfield because they're roaming, but the roaming chainsaw horde will be back this year. Also returning this year, Dufftoberfest. Yum Oktoberfest type beer that you can get at Duff Beer. I think the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane looks to be the most impressive scare zone in years. Love this house over here. Apparently there are multiple triggers here for the Cat Lady to signal different shows depending on when you come to watch. And over here, they've got this whole walkthrough experience that has some of the stained glass conservatory motif. And there are boo holes and stuff in there. So as you walk through it, scare actors will be able to scare you. Almost like you're walking through a house. It's a great experience. Fun photo opportunity over here next to the Pantages Theater, which is right as you exit the Masquerade scare zone. We did not show this in yesterday's video, so here you go. This is the Masquerade scare zone, very heavily themed to the conservatory. You can see stained glass windows representing each of the houses and property, original houses featured this year, and of course some dead bodies. Actually, I think these will feature the scare zones, so I misspoke. It's not the original houses, it's the scare zones. Because Cat, obviously, the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane. What's over there? Who knows? One fun thing this year is that Volcano Bay is getting in on a little bit of spooky action, and they're actually going to feature Scooby-Doo and the gang and one of the villains from the Scooby-Doo show at Volcano Bay Nights. It's not quite a Halloween experience, but I mean, a little bit of a spooky theme, right? I wonder what this guy's doing. Dying, probably. So some interesting news came out today, which is that they will have a Deathly Afraid necklace at this year's Halloween Horror Nights. It's a purchase that you can make, and if you wear it, the scare zone actors will not scare you, right? It's a way to, if you're just not feeling the scariness of Halloween Horror Nights, maybe you're not in the mood. I mean, if you don't want to be scared, I guess don't come to Halloween Horror Nights. But if you, I don't know, maybe you want to come, you want to try it out, you're like, still too scary for me. You can get a Deathly Afraid necklace this year, and it'll work in the scare zones. Apparently it does not work in the houses. I'm assuming it has some type of glow element so that, you know, that'll ruin the house experience for others if you wear it in the house. But at least in the scare zones, turn it on, safe. Okay, we're standing in front of the Fanta Bar, which is right across from the Terrifier booth that we showed you earlier in the video, because they've also announced a Feel the Fear medallion quest for this year's event. Now, they've had similar experiences in the past, scavenger hunt type experiences where you have to scarecrow stalk, I think, where you've had to like search for scarecrows, and you know, once you get them all checked off, you get a prize. This year, it's a Feel the Fear medallion quest, and you can see the information on it on the screen, and it looks like you get a little prize if you find all the medallions, so that's pretty cool. Also, Fanta Bar, usually a good place to get, I mean, you can see they've got taps and stuff, and you know, that's one of the menus that they released today, which I mentioned earlier, that we're going to link at the end of this video, some of the specialty cocktails that they have at this year's event. So make sure to check that video out after this one if you haven't already. It's a little later in the evening, not quite nighttime, but you can see the lights are on at the Clown Cafe, and that clown's eyes light up. Let me in. All right, peeps, that does it for today's update from Universal Studios Florida. Super excited. Halloween Horror Nights is just a few days away. Make sure that you're going to stick around for it. Give us a thumbs up on this video. It makes us know that you want more Halloween Horror Nights content. And hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you know when we release that content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.